had been away on a business trip for no more than a month. The business matter involved me claiming my rights and share of a large deal that had been made several years ago, one that was successful among our clients. This fortune was set to bring in a good $700,000. Near the end of my business trip, I booked an extra day with the receptionist handling all hotel accommodations. At first, she was reluctant on doing so until I offered a generous tip. With my extra day set, I was looking forward to witnessing New Year's in a different city, and just in time for the arrival of the 19th century. During the New Year's Eve party I attended, hosted by the hotel, it came to my attention that someone had slipped a pill into my drink. I know this due to a small white spot in my drink that was dissolving. It was then that I realized that someone was attempting to drug me, or worse. I can only imagine it was done to take my recently acclaimed fortune, which I kept on me the whole night. I had nothing more to eat or drink after that discovery. I stayed cautious, and once midnight hit, I retired after the fireworks had died down. I was disappointed in the show, as I had seen much better fireworks at home. I did not sleep much that night, as the party continued another hour or two, and then I became wary of people walking outside my room throughout the early hours of the morning. As soon as the sun was up, my servant readied my luggage, and we were off in our carriage. I could not wait to arrive home. Unlike last time, the trip was short and not as taxing. Before I knew what was happening, I was in the comfort of my own home, only it looked different, and I had minor pain in my chest. The two servant girls who stayed behind were nowhere to be seen. Neither was the male servant who accompanied me. I discovered my office had different furniture and different books. My bedroom no longer had my bed, my table, or my clothing. The kitchen I could not be sure of, since I never entered it, or the staff quarters now that I think of it. My entertainment room had a different piano in its place, and it was equipped by other instruments. The room once had a painting of my family on the wall, but like everything else, it was not there. The bathrooms looked the same, but with different towels and soaps. Upon entering my lobby, I found a man walking into my home. "Who are you?" he demanded to know. The man was startled by my presence at first, and then he became defensive. "Excuse me, sir, but I could be asking you the same thing." I was offended by this. Everyone in town knew who I am just by looking at me. "I am Edgar Scott, and you are in my house." The man found this amusing. "What joke is this?" he asked. "I am Anthony Adams, and you, sir, are in my home." "You are insane!" I exclaimed. "I will get the police at once and have you removed." "I am perfectly sane," he said. "It is you I should be warning the police about, as you're pretending to be a man who has been dead for nearly 20 years. I frowned. "Dead?" "Yes, dead. Edgar Scott was shot in his carriage by his servants when they were on their way home from a business trip. He is buried on this property's cemetery. I am his nephew. I inherited this place." My only nephew, Anthony Adams, was 6 years old. This man, claiming to be Anthony, looked as if he was 30. "How dare you accuse me of being dead? Is this some sick joke? Where are my servants? Where are my belongings? I demand to have them back at once." The man stared at me for quite some time. "Sir, I have a portrait of Edgar Scott in my basement. If you do not mind, I'd like to compare its likeness with yours so that we can settle this once and for all." I agreed. "Let's get it on with then. I am a very busy man and I have work to get back to." I followed the man as he lit a candle, and we walked down into the basement. There he lit several more candles to provide light into the room. It was then that my heart broke. All my belongings were down here and were poorly covered by white sheets. The man walked over to a large rectangular object and removed its cover, revealing the painting I had done of myself a week before my trip. I stood beside it. The man held the candle down to the painting and inspected it for a moment. He brought the candle up to my face, and he paled in color. The slight tan in his complexion disappeared and replicated that of the color of the sheets. "You are him," he said. "Of course I am," I yelled, angry by his foolery. "Now get out of my house." "Wait," the man started. "I meant it when I said that Edgar Scott was shot and buried on this property. He bled to death from a bullet to his chest. His last breath was taken in his bedroom. So by no doubt of it, I believe that you are Edgar Scott, but I do believe that you are deceased. I believe I am the presence of a ghost." My attention fell back to the pain in my chest, and I unbuttoned the top half of my shirt. My hand slipped under my shirt towards the pain, and I felt a strange wetness. I pulled my hand back to study the liquid. It was as red as blood. It was true. I am dead, and nothing more than a ghost.